Morning, Johnny.
Morning.
How are you today?
Awesome.
All right. So I brought us a little something different today.
Oh yeah, you did.
This is a 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300S. It is the C variant. This is built on the 188 chassis, which is a shorter chassis, and it's considered a 2+2 luxury sport coupe. Unlike the earlier 300s, which was built on the 186 chassis and is attributed to Konrad Adenauer, who was the Chancellor of West Germany after the war. He apparently had a small fleet of those things, but this is the upgraded one, and this car cost approximately 50% more than its 300 variant. A couple big changes on this car. Fuel-injected motor, most likely sourced from the 300 SL. It's got a little different drive on the injection pump and a milder camshaft, so it's a little more tractable but doesn't produce as much power. And it has the independent rear axle also. It's a very high-end, very solid, very luxurious car, very nice to drive. Johnny?
This 1956 Mercedes-Benz 300 SC Coupe is one of 98 examples produced. It is the most powerful of the 300 touring variants. On the back of the car here we can see a sign that says Esperitz Motor. That's a fuel-injected engine. You'll also see a big D on the back, and that's for Deutschland. A lot of the European tags in the period were very similar, so that they would have D's or F's or I's on the backs of the car, so you knew which country the car was from. So you can see the car is currently finished in black, it's got a green leather interior. Originally the car was a metallic gray with a light gray interior. These colors are period correct, and the vehicle does retain its numbers matching engine, transmission, and coachwork. The restoration on the car is excellent. So Johnny's going to take us inside here, because new interiors are his thing. And you'll see all the green leather here. Now originally the leather on these cars would have come from a company called Rosner. It was a German company, and they produced all the leather for the Mercedes. Unfortunately they stopped producing in 1995, although there are some companies that offer substitute products for restorations. You can see the burl wood on the dash. It's all hand done. It's just really incredible to look at. There's our shortwave radio, some of the other gauges and accoutrements. See, it has a mohair headliner in the car, which is very common for the period. You also see it in a lot of Italian cars. You notice on the front fender there, that little chrome thing there is actually a flag mount. I believe this car was part of an embassy at one point. We're not sure which embassy, or if it flew flags, or if the holders are original to the car, or if they were added at some point. You can see the inline 6 here. It's the 300. It's a 3-liter engine with the Bosch mechanical fuel injection on it. It does have power brakes. You see the quilted hood under the pad. Aluminum cylinder head, iron block. That's got one of the heater cores. There's one on each side. And that light up on the fender is one of the parking lights. And then the other thing is, you'll notice it's got an amber in the back there. I'm not sure on this vehicle if that's the brake light or a turn signal. And you can see the fitted luggage here. Very important on these cars, because apparently you couldn't get standard suitcases in it. Every one of these cars I've seen has luggage. And if you notice on the left side there's another panel. You could actually carry 2 spares in the car, one on each side.
So, standard ignition key here. You can hear the fuel pump turn on and push button start. It's fuel injected, so it requires no choking or anything. It does have a cold enrichment lever, but it's not cold in Florida.
Look at that wood grain.
Yes, it's burl wood. It's very luxurious. And look at this door. I bet you this door weighs 200 pounds.
Easily.
I hope if I got it closed. There you go. So this is a, believe it or not, a 3-speed manual. It's column shifted and it drives just like any American car from the period. So, and we're off. Horn. And this is also the turn signals. You see how this turns and the turn signals go on?
Fancy.
Yeah. And this is this radio. That's a shortwave radio.
Nice.
And a lot of them you'll see, this one doesn't have it, but a lot of them will have like the cities like Paris or Munich or something on them. But you could easily drive this car daily. It will absolutely keep up with traffic in any modern situation. Apparently it's good for 100 miles an hour on the highway.
Whew.
I gotta tell you, the only amenity this puppy's lacking is some air conditioning.
Well, when you're driving around looking this cool, you don't need AC.
True that.
Suspension, everything on this is really nice.
Oh yeah, this is a very easy car to drive. Got that big old Mercedes star out on the radiator cat.
Said 100 miles an hour or kilometers?
No, 100 miles an hour. Like 175 kilometers. And I'm almost surprised that given all the engineering and technology on this car that they didn't have an automatic transmission as an option. But unlike the Italian cars, it's actually got side view mirrors, rear view mirrors, day, night, sun visors.
Nice.
New Mercedes.
Yep.
Well, the transmission is fully synchronized. It absolutely shifts like butter. All the pedals
definitely a cruiser.
Yeah. Put the wife and kids in this for a drive.
Definitely got a back seat.
It is a 2+2. Two-door with conventional opening doors. Puddle here. It is the rainy season. Now, one thing I should note here is that these are the heater controls. That's a conventional cigar lighter or power port. And the rest of the knobs are pretty much unlabeled. I know that some of the stuff over here is for the parking lights, because you can have left parking lights on or right parking lights on depending on which side of the street you're parked on. Some of the other stuff here is headlights and whatnot. And I probably should have educated myself more before we shot this video, but in true John Daga form, we're just winging it.
Right.
So, this concludes the driving portion of our video. Well, Johnny, that certainly was a pleasurable ride in this fine German automobile. Much different than a lot of the cars we feature here on the channel. So, I don't know what else to tell you, but hey, if you like the video, give it a like. And if you aren't subscribed, you need to subscribe so you know when we come out with more cool cars and maybe something different than our normal Italian fare. So, Johnny, we'll see you on the next one.